Hey, as per today's date, I have 29 sign-ups for Sealand Open, and there are still room. We have maximum capacity of 50 players, but I was just aiming for 20, so I'm happy already. Um, and this is the first of the list reviews of the lists that people are thinking about. This is not the final list, mind you. The list hand-in date is in April, so a lot of time for that yet. But this is the first sort of thoughts about a list for Sealand Open, and it's from Mark Milstead. Let's go and see what Mark is doing. So Mark is bringing his Soviets here, or thinking about doing that anyway. 12 order dice, 1,000 points. 12 order dice for me is a little low. I would want that to be 13 to 14, but it really does depend on what you're bringing, doesn't it? So Mark brings a junior lieutenant inexperienced. He's paying a tax. He brings a huge unit of tank riders, regulars, 11 men with submachine guns. That is one hefty unit. Mark, I don't think you need it to be this big, actually. Um, I think you could get away with having it smaller, but of course, it is a lot of men to have. Hmm. You know what? What I would do? I think I would spend the same amount of points and then just get them veteran. A smaller unit, but just veteran. I think this is a huge glass cannon, right? It's 22 shots once they disembark from that tank, so they can really mess up your stuff. But I just think it's too big. And I say that, and look at the next squad, Bielski Partisans, and they have 20 men inexperienced. This is a horde unit. This is really a nice horde unit, and that one Panzerfaust is really good. This I wouldn't change. No, because this is fun. You know the insane amount of space you can cover with 20 dudes in a unit, and have them assault something. That thing is just wiped off the board. No questions asked. A fronting commissar with inspiring rhetoric. That's the one that makes it so that they shoot better, right? I think it is. Again, a huge SMG squad. I think this is your problem, Mark. I think you should cut down on your squad sizes. Yes, I know that they are good, but at this size, right, okay, at this size, 12 men, you're delivering 24 shots. And that means that most things that you aim 12 SMGs at, they're going to die. They're just going to get wiped off. Um, which means that you have maybe a little bit of overkill going on here. I think you could get away with these at 8-man sizes and still find them useful. 8-man and then veteran. 8-man veterans with submachine guns, perfectly fine. The free rifle squad, always nice to have, goes well with those 20 partisans. Heavy mortar team, inexperienced. Anti-tank rifle team. I would not take this inexperienced. I would take this regular. Spend a few of those points that you saved from the huge infantry units and just buff them up to regular. Dog mines, you can get away with those being inexperienced. Yeah, sure. Anti-tank hunter team. Oh, and by the way, I like this alternative setup here of a 4-man dog mine team. This is a miniature unit. They've got submachine guns. They can still push, and remember, they're forward deploying. There's a lot of good. No, they're not forward deploying. No, they're not. But there's a lot of good to be said because they can still push up a little bit, um, and do stuff once they've released the dogs. Um, and remember, they can just fire one at a time and then shoot multiple targets. That works. Then we have an anti-tank hunter team. Again, full-sized team, 4 men, Panzerfaust, submachine guns. These are good. I don't think you need necessarily the submachine guns on the dog mines, but on this, yes. And an OT-26 flamethrower tank, light flamethrower, 7+. This will easily die once it gets shot at, but it's still a real threat. This is a very different Soviet army from what I'm used to, and you may actually be doing something right with these large units. I would just do it the other way around. These large SMG units. Hmm, I'm not a fan of the tank rider setup here, just because. Okay, you're OT tank. If I'm playing across from you, I'm going to stay away from that. Come hell or high water, I'm going to run away from that tank. And your tank riders is on that tank. Just they're not going to get any targets because I'm running away. As soon as that tank moves up, I'm running the opposite direction. I'm not going to stand there and take it. So those tank riders are never going to actually hit anything. I think you could do better with just SMG squads, 8-man size, veteran if you can, and then save a few points. And that would give you maybe one more unit and maybe an upgrade on the anti-tank rifle team. But you're clearly playing Soviets in a different way from me. Right. Thank you so much for the list, and it was really, really nice to start thinking about Sealand Open for me. Cheers.